these are the example of consistencies, right? For example, we also always know that when we go in a, you can say, website, the red button or the green button, or you can say the button who have more value is, you can say, highlighted like this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And the search bar is like this. It is having a magnifier and written search word on it, right? So now, affordance. Obviously, when you are willing to use something and coupling that thing with the, you can say, power of you to afford that thing, then you will buy that thing, right? For example, if you wanted to buy a Ferrari and somehow you got a lottery and you got enough money to buy a Ferrari, but on the daily basis you cannot maintain that vehicle. What will happen that you ultimately will, you can say, come to a point where you will say that I never wanted this vehicle. Okay, so we were on affordance, that when we can afford a thing, we have buying power, and then we have a will to, you can say, buy that thing. What will happen that that will call our affordance, and when we can afford a thing, that thing will be, you can say, we will also use that thing more often. So this is the example of affordance, that obviously to sit on a chair is only afforded by a human, not by an elephant, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously whoever wanted to exit, he have to walk through this door, right? The one who can afford that luxury car will be the person who is willing to buy it and who is having, you can say, will and the, you can say, money to buy it, right? The power of purchase plus the will of purchase, right? That will be the codage for this car. Okay, now you have to explain this picture.
Is it a lock?
Yes.
So in order to get out, you need to unlock it. So
Yes.
affordance of willpower in order to unlock it
Yes.
is the one.
If you have the key, you are the one who can afford to go outside, right? Now we have conceptual model. What is conceptual model? It is a mental model you have of how a product works. Obviously, when you see, you bought a TV, right? And obviously the TV contains a remote. So when you see on the buttons, you will develop a mental model or a conceptual model that the button who is having plus sign of them is to increase volume or is to change the channel, right? And the, you can say the button who is having a minus sign on them is either to decrease the volume or is either to decrease the number of channels. So what happens that this is the conceptual model, or this is the conceptual thing, that when you first saw a thing or a product, what happens that you think something about it, right? That how it will work. So Norman said that in a good design, the design projects all the information needed to create a good conceptual model of the system, leading to an understanding and feeling of control. Right? What will happen that when you will see a design, you will, your brain will work in a form that the brain will inform you about that what information is needed and how you can control, you can say, this thing, and how you can understand this thing. Okay, this is the conceptual model. Obviously you got conflicts. You know that you will put that in bowl and then pour milk over it, right? Then you will wait for conflicts to soak in it, and then, okay, there is the person, okay, there he is overfilling it, so obviously there you will have a feeling that you will spill it, right? So what has happened because of overfilling the bowl? What happened that the bowl spilled, right? And when you are not overfilling the bowl, what will happen that that won't spill. Okay. And also it is you can say depends on the ball's design, that this ball design is also, you can say, a spilling design. So what happens that when the person pour something in this bowl, he knew that when he will put that thing on table, that bowl will spill, and what will happen that this design is not working, right? When you will first see this design, your mind will say that this design won't work. Now this is the design of a kettle. How you can pour a kettle when the handle and the, you can say, the pourer is on same side, right? You will spill the tea on yourself, and obviously as this teapot is made of china clay, so obviously the teapot will be you can say hot when you are going to pour the tea. And if this handle and this pourer is on same side, what will happen that you will spill the tea over yourself. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
now we
ma'am.
are terms of interaction. Number one is domain, goal, and task. What is the domain? Domain is the area of expertise and knowledge in the some real world activity, and the example of domains are graphic designs, area of work, under the study. Okay. So what is the goal? Goal is the desired output that you wanted to get from one thing, right? That what you wanted to achieve, how you have to do this, what effort would be required for to attain that goal. So what is happening that first you have a domain, that in which area, for example, your expertise are, and then what will happen that when you will set your goal, obviously that goal will comprises on the area of expertise you have, and what will happen that then you have to develop the task and operation to achieve that goal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have terms of interaction, the core language and the task language. Okay, the system language we will refer to as the core language, and the task language will be the language that user language that will refer to you can say the specific task, right? For example, you can see ABC over here, right? And but in designing this program, ABC won't be required. Obviously, there will be a system language which will comprises on zeros and ones, right? Now, the Donald Norman's model, that model contains 7 stages. These 7 stages are: user establish the goal, then he formulates the intention, then what he do, he specifies the actions and interface, executes action, perceives the system state, interpret the system state, and evaluate system state with respect to goal. Now, this is the Norman's model, and it concentrates on the user's view of the interface. Okay. Now they are saying that when the execution or evaluate, this is the or slash evaluation loop. What will happen that user will establish a goal, right? And then what will he do? He will formulate the intention. And when he will formulate the intention, he will specify that action at interface. For example, what I was saying that, okay, yes, I was saying that, okay, I was saying that the user just set some goal, right? For example, your goal is to you can say make a document, right, on MS Word, right? So you will formulate the intention, you will formulate that how I will go and make that document. Then you will specify the action as interface. You will go and select the Microsoft, you can say Microsoft Word a document, and then you will execute the action. You will obviously click OK, and then you perceive the system state, that will interpret the system state, and in the end you will evaluate the system state, you can say state with respect to growth, right? So in the last they're saying that using Norman's model, And what is that normal model is that some system are harder to use than others. Obviously not every computer system is easy to use. Some are harder to use than others, and the gulf of execution is the gulf of execution is user formulation of actions is not equal to action allowed by the system. Obviously, what action we wanted to take from the system is not equal to the action that system is allowing us to do. And obviously that user expectation of change system state is also not equal to the actual presentation state of this state. So yes, there are some exceptions that happens when we use a computer system, when we interact with a computer system. So now these are the human errors, slips and mistakes. Slip is that they understand system and goal, correct formulation of the action and incorrect action, right? These are the slips. What are the mistakes? That mistakes may not even have right goal. Obviously, that mistakes are not going in the right direction. Then fixing things. Slip, better interface design, and mistake, better understanding of system. I was saying that how we can fix the thing. We can fix the thing when slip, when we ignore slips and mistakes, right?